What's up, guys? Welcome back. Um, it's been about, I don't know, a couple weeks now. Been super busy. Um, really been busy with school, did some interviews for some internships. Still doing that. And yeah, I kind of slowed down with buying. Haven't probably picked up anything maybe like two, 3 weeks now. But I decided because of that, let's go ahead and do a recent pickups. I thought you guys would enjoy this. I'm probably gonna slow down buying. Probably not gonna buy anything for a bit. Did a lot of damage over February and March because that was my birthday's in March, so I decided to do some birthday shopping. But anyways, this is one I actually picked up. This is actually on the turntable right now, but Servon, self-titled, featuring Clifford Brown, Paul Quinchette, Herbie Mann, Jimmy Jones, Joe Benjamin, and Roy Haynes. So really nice. Picked this up at a local at my local record store for I think like $30. I think it's super clean. This is not an original. This is a it's a second mono press. I think it's a 58 press, but yeah, it's playing right now. It's super clean. I've been looking for that for a while. One of my, I would probably say vocal jazz wants, probably the biggest one. Yeah, that's really good. Clifford Brown, anything with Clifford Brown on it, it's great. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go over some recent pickups. Yeah, some of these are gonna be online purchases. Some of these are gonna be, one's actually a gift from a friend for my birthday. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So first things first, wanted to go ahead and sort of give a tribute to this artist. One who I listened to a lot early on. One, because his records are really cheap and affordable and they're accessible. And two, just one of my favorite jazz pianists, Ahmad Jamal. This came in maybe I think 2 weeks ago, and yeah, came in actually right after he passed away, and very unfortunate. One of the last living jazz greats. I think now it's just really, well, Wayne Shorter just passed away, so it's kind of just like Herbie and Ron Carter. Those are like the two that come off the top of my head right now, but yeah, rest in peace, Ahmad Jamal. This is I think this is the new Acoustic Sounds or whatever. It's like one of those reissue labels or series. This is a reissue. Just picked it up. Haven't cleaned it yet because haven't had time, but I've heard this sounds amazing, and so I cannot wait to clean this up and spin it. So yeah, that was a late birthday gift. The next three are all eBay finds. So the first one was one that I featured in my jazz vinyl tag in my last video. But Lee Morgan's my favorite jazz trumpeter, and I've been meaning to collect more of these VJ titles. So here's Lee Morgan, featuring Lee Morgan, obviously, Art Blakey, Wynton Kelly, Cliff Jordan, and Paul Chambers. These VJ titles are great. I love them. Really nice, affordable way to get into these artists. If you like Lee Morgan, if you like Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, Wayne Shorter, they all have they all have titles on VJ, and so I highly recommend these. These are sick. Really nice. You can find them well, maybe like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, you can find them for like less than $100 VG plus. I got lucky with this one. I found this through a Japanese seller, so they were selling this. I think I got for like $30 shipped. So I don't know how that happened, but that's like a second stereo press, I think. This next one, another VJ title, one I got on eBay. Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be a new eBay purchase. The Young Lions. Again, Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Frank Strozier, Louis Hayes, Bobby Timmons, Bob Crenshaw, and then Albert Heath. It's Young Lions. Obviously referring to up-and-coming artists. I don't know when this was released. I'm assuming this is like late teens Lee Morgan, so obviously, you know, yeah, referring to the Young Lions title. This is a great one. Again, really cheap, not bad. Yeah, I really like Bobby Timmons on here. I don't think he's on every track. I don't think he's on every track, but yeah, his playing's great. Yeah, just a great title. These VJ titles are great. Again, another one. If you can find this one, this is great. This is really cheap, relatively affordable. $50. You can probably find this for like less than $50. But yeah, another one that's just great. Highly recommend that. Another one. This is another eBay find. One I have been looking for years, ever since I started collecting, maybe like sophomore year of high school. So that's what, 4 years ago now. Yeah, this is a Roy Ayers duplicate. Everybody loves the sunshine. Yeah, that's the track on here. This is a killer record too. This one's been going up a lot lately. I didn't really buy it early on. I don't know why. Probably because I didn't have the money in high school, but yeah, I decided, you know, let's just pull the trigger on this. Really nice. Have not cleaned it up yet, so it's still in the original sleeve. But yeah, I cannot wait to just clean all these up. This is a great album. I love that cover too. Just super nice. I love the back. It's super cool. Super nice. Yeah, Roy Ayers. What an interesting human being. Love him. Super nice. If you can find that one, I don't know if it's been reissued lately, but yeah, that's a killer one. Next one up. So this is the gift I was talking about earlier. So my friend Urim, she was in Chicago visiting one of our other friends who lives in Chicago. They were all on spring break, so everyone went back home for the holiday. But yeah, so she went to Hyde Park Records, which is a record store in Chicago, and I actually introduced Urim to a good amount of music. Same thing with her. She introduces me to a lot of like electronic music. I tend to introduce her with more rock and then jazz. But this is one album that we both enjoy. Yeah, it's King Crimson and the Court of the Crimson King. This is an original stereo press. I think they only were pressed in stereo. But yeah, this is really, really nice copy. I was actually gonna buy one for myself, and ended up not doing it. And then she surprised me with this when we came back for spring break. But yeah, this is crazy. I remember growing up looking at this album cover, and it just intrigued me. I don't know, I never really knew what it was until I listened to it. And then I found out that Kanye actually sampled this album. Obviously, you know, not the best person in the world right now, but at the time, super cool. And it's an original press, so thank you so much, Urim. Probably one of the coolest birthday gifts I've gotten. Yeah, super cool. Okay, all of these, the next one up, most of these are going to be, actually no, the next three, so we have 6 records left. The next 3 are all going to be brick and mortar finds. So this one is from a local record store. Same record store I got the Sarah Vaughan self-titled at, all the next 3. So one of my favorite things to collect right now are some of the other alternative, you know, jazz subsidiary labels, or like other labels that have jazz on it. So United Artists, which is what this next record's on. Black Lion, Inner City, Strata East. You know, some of the more not rare but like less talked about record labels. But this right here is United Artists. And when you think of United Artists, you don't really think of jazz. Well, if you do, it's not really like hard bop. A lot of it's like weird. But I think probably the one that I know the most, or the one that comes to mind, is Art Farmer, Modern Art. But this right here is Brass Shout. 7 Moods in Brass, arranged by Benny Golson, featuring Art Farmer with Lee Morgan, Ernie Royal, and Jimmy Cleveland, Curtis Fuller, Julius Watkins, Don Butterfield, Percy Heath, Philly Joe Jones, Bobby Timmons, and then obviously others. But this is a super cool one. Got it for really cheap, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. Some Benny Golson tunes, so like 5 Spot After Dark, Minor Vamp, and then also we do Moanin', which is cool. As well as what else? What's on the first track? Nika's Dream, that's a Horace Silver one, and then Autumn Leaves. But Moanin', super cool. I love that track. The opening track for Art Blakey's Moanin'. Lee Morgan's on there. Bobby Timmons, Benny Golson. Yeah, I love that track. But this is a really cool one. If you see it for cheap, go ahead and pick it up. Really nice. I'm still looking for the Modern Art. I know Nick, I believe that's the name, Nick from 818 Records on Instagram has one, and he has it on hold for me, so I might go ahead and pull the trigger. It's VG, so I feel like I can get a better condition copy, but I might go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Anyways, this next one is another one, brick and mortar find. This is Sun Ra, Pictures of Infinity. I've been getting into Sun Ra a lot. For me, it's really hard to get into Sun Ra. I don't know, it's just like not for everyone, and so I don't know. I think for me, my mind is not mature, I guess, or I guess evolved enough to fully appreciate free jazz. I think for me right now, when I listen to it, it's just a bunch of noise. But obviously, I know it's more than that. I actually got into free jazz, specifically Sun Ra, more from a class that I took called Blacktronica Afrofuturism. And it's taught by my professor, King Britt. If you guys know King Britt, he is a producer. He makes music. He recently actually just did a show, I think yesterday. So today's the 28th, 29th. No, I think it's the 28th. Yeah, the 28th. He recently just did a set yesterday at in San Diego. I can't remember the venue, but it's pretty big, and a lot of kids from my school went. Unfortunately, I didn't go because I was super tired. But he had a set, super cool, really cool guy. But anyways, our first week during the quarter that I had him for, I think Pharoah Sanders passed away a week prior, and so we honored him as well as Sun Ra. Excuse me. Yeah, we honored Sun Ra, and we spent I think 3 hours in lecture, because the lecture is usually I think 2 hours and 50 minutes. I think we spent 2 hours just listening to Sun Ra the entire time, and it was great. He was telling us stories about how because my professor King Britt, he's from Philly, and so he talked about how his family, I don't know if Sun Ra resided in Philly. I don't really know a lot about his personal life, but I know King Britt's family, specifically his mother and aunt, were very close with what Ra was doing in the 70s. And so, yeah, that he told us that's kind of who inspired him and really shaped his musical taste and passion. And so it's super cool. And so when I found this, I went ahead and picked it up because, Sun Ra. and it's on Blackline, a label that I just spoke of. Been wanting to get into more of their stuff. I know a lot of their stuff's more out there, but it's pretty cheap compared to like, you know, the Strata stuff, and some of the other labels. But yeah, super cool. Next one is McCoy Tyner plays Ellington on Impulse. This is a second press, like a 68 press. I think this is a mono. Yeah, it's a mono press. Shout out to Ryan. I feel like I'm always mentioning Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Really cool guy. AKA A Man in His Music on Instagram and YouTube. Ryan's a good friend. He actually purchased this. Unfortunately, when he purchased it, the seller, I think it was on eBay, the seller, because of the gatefold, they just, instead of putting it in the sleeve, they put it in between, like so. Like, here's the gatefold, they put the record, and then they fold the gatefold on top of it. And then, I think it actually, like, still caused a scene split. And I remember seeing that. He posted on his Instagram, and then I swiped up. I told him, shit, dude, I'm sorry, like, that sucks, you know? And he's like, yeah. And I asked him, I was like, anyways, this is actually at my local record store. Do you think I should pick it up? And he's like, dude, 100% pick it up. And so went back, because it was sitting for a while. It was sitting. And so I went ahead and, you know what, fuck it, let's go ahead and buy it. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $15. Yeah. And so super cool. Yeah, I'm really glad I picked this up. Really nice copy. Again, still need to freaking clean it. Have not been able to, I'm telling you guys, I have not been able to listen to records. I've been so busy with school. I'm a full-time student. And on the weekends, I drive back home to my parents and work like 30 hours on the weekends. And so, yeah, I mean, I gotta pay for tuition somehow. So, yep, that's the way I gotta do it. The last three, these are pretty killer, in my humble opinion. These three were the records that I spent a majority of my birthday money on. You know, I turned 20 on March 31st, so I thought, you know, finally no longer a teenager, I might as well spend the money on some records. And so, you know, even though I bought a good amount of records, I felt like with the money I could have bought more, but I decided I'd rather buy records that I will listen to and I will cherish. You know, I'm a student, like I said, and I don't have time to even listen to records, much less listen to the records that I buy. And so if I'm gonna buy something, I want to buy something that I will have in my collection for years to come, or something I can upgrade later on. But the quality of the music, the caliber of the music is great. And so, yeah, this next one up is a recent buy. I bought this on Buy.com. If you guys don't know what Buy is, Buy is basically a proxy service for Yahoo Auction. So Yahoo Auction is like eBay for Japanese residents. The only thing is, only Japanese residents can use it. So you can't buy something on Yahoo Auction and then ship it to like international, like, so you can't like buy it and then ship to America. So I live in America, I can't just buy something from Yahoo Auction and then ship to America. So enter Buy. So Buy is like a middleman. So Buy is real time. So the data is real time with Yahoo Auction. And so you can purchase something through Buy, and then through Buy, you will technically purchase it through Yahoo Auction. And then what happens is, once you purchase the item, Yahoo Auction will then, or whoever the seller is selling through Yahoo Auction, they will then ship it out to the Buy warehouse in Japan. And then Buy, for like a small fee, of course. Honestly, depending on what you buy, I buy records from them and CDs, and so the weight isn't too bad. It gets bad once you hit like the 10 limit mark, so the 10 mark. So when you buy like 10 CDs or 10 records, that's when the weight kind of gets up. But I rather buy things in bulk and then ship it to America, rather than buying like one record and then spending like $30 on shipping. I'd rather just buy like 10 items, spend $60 on shipping, rather than like, you know, 1 item of 30. So I usually do that. But so yeah, anyways, I bought this off of Bai. I got this for like $100, which seems like a lot for record, but this is a crazy steal. This is Shigeo Sekido's Volume 2, Special Sound Series Volume 2. 100% butchered his name. I'm so sorry. But yeah, this right here is like an electronic, like jazz, funk, experimental album. It's super cool. This has not been reissued. It's only had one pressing. I don't even think it's on CD. But yeah, this is super cool. Really killer. And it's an original press. And it's insanely clean. If there's one thing about Japanese people, I will say they know how to take care of just anything. Whether it's records, clothes, even the way they cook, you know, like the food they prepare is just, that's just their culture, so it's great. But anyways, I digress. This album is great. If you listen to any like indie rock, you know that this album has been sampled a lot. It's been sampled numerous amount of times, specifically by an artist named Mac DeMarco, who's one of the most, you know, famous indie rock, alternative rock artists in the world right now. But he just actually dropped a 9-hour album, and it's insane. And I probably listened to maybe like a third of it. And so, anyways, this is a great album. If you guys don't know about this album, stream it, check it out. It's really cool. I don't think it's worth the prices on Discogs, but if you can buy it for this price and for that, for in this condition, I would recommend it. I think it's worth $100, in my opinion. And plus, if you know, I can use it for trade fodder. I can trade it. This is a really coveted record, especially with US collectors. In Japan, I don't see a lot of people. I see a lot of people who are selling it. They're from Japan. Obviously, it's a domestic release for them, but with something like this, you would expect people to keep it. But honestly, a lot of times the American collectors want it the most because of the fact that it's been sampled. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I bought it. But I just love the album in general. It's a great like album to chill to. I put it on all the time when I'm with my friends when we're just chilling. But yeah. Anyways, I've been rambling on way too much. This is the last 2 records. So I'll go ahead and show this one because I already showed it in my vinyl tags. But this was probably the #1 want that I had on my want list. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know if I wanted an OJC. Honestly, I didn't really care. I just wanted a copy. Unfortunately, this album is highly coveted. It's one of the most coveted jazz albums of all time. And yeah, but I'm so glad I found a good copy of it. I would say it's anywhere from VG to VG plus wax. There is some noise, but it's not terrible. And I'm proud to own this. And I can't wait to, you know, upgrade it in the future. But for now, this is a great copy. This is Waltz for Debbie, Bill Evans Trio. This is a second stereo press. Yeah, this is killer. You know, for me being a college student, it's really hard to justify spending a lot of money on records when there are other more important stuff like tuition, you know, things like that. But you know, when you work hard, I worked really hard this past year. You know, my first year of college was rough, and then, you know, I felt like I did good, but I could definitely do better. And so, you know, my second year, I balled out. I've been working, you know, 25-30 hours every weekend since like September, like August. And then during the week, I'm full-time student. And so, you know, I'm beyond proud of what I've done this past year. And so I thought I'd go ahead and treat myself. And so I'm super glad I bought this. Cannot be more happy. I play this all the time. Even, you know, I don't spend a lot of time playing records anymore because of school. But once summer hits, I'll play a lot more. But when I do play, this is on the platter. And yeah, I'm super happy. I actually picked up another Bill Evans title. That will be in a different video. I'll go ahead and show you guys something else in the meantime. But oh shoot, okay, let me go ahead and flip the record real quick. If you guys didn't know, I'm wearing that Backstreet Boys shirt a little bit before my time. I'm like 20 years old. They were probably popping maybe right before I was alive. But yeah. Anyways, this next record, last record we're showing, one that I have been looking for forever. Again, ever since I started collecting, wanted this album. Thought I would never own it because I couldn't justify spending the money to find a clean copy. And then maybe about a month ago, I had the opportunity to purchase one. I found it on eBay for like, it was on auction for like, I think $30, $40. And I shot the offer to the seller. I was like, hey, would you take 60 shipped for this? And they were like, sold. Was kind of suspicious. The seller didn't look like he sold records. And so I sort of just bit the bullet. I was protected by eBay, so if anything went wrong, I can get my money back. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, who cares, let's do it. I actually told Ryan, it's funny, I told Ryan about the Waltz for Debbie and this, so shout out to Ryan, and for being a terrible friend, because as a friend you should be talking me out of spending all this money. But anyways, yeah, speaking of Ryan, Ryan's a huge Coltrane fan, and it's funny, I mentioned to him recently that my local brick and mortar shop, which was the store that I bought, you know, the Sarah Vaughan, and then the other records I mentioned, they had this killer jazz collection that just came in, and it was all really clean stuff from like 50, it ranged from like 57 to like 78. No, maybe like 57 to like 85, because there were some OJCs in there. But this guy was a lifelong collector, and he had a super mint copy of Giant Steps, which is the record I'm showing off here, but an original press of Giant Steps, super clean laminate cover, sharp edges, no ring wear, black label, excellent wax. And I was like, holy shit, I've never seen a copy like that. And I was kind of prepared to, you know, pull out the money and buy this, but the owner and I were just looking, and he flips on the back and he notices something, and he tells me, hey, this, like, someone wrote something on the back. And then we were like, oh, that's kind of weird, because it said John Coltrane on the back, you know, written in pen. And we're like, oh, that's kind of funny, like someone wrote John Coltrane's name on, you know, John Coltrane record. And then we realized, we're like, holy shit, this could be John Coltrane's signature. And so we look online and we compare it, and it looks really close. It literally looks like a signature. I don't want to say anything because I don't think he's gotten authenticated yet, but yeah, that was crazy. And I told Ryan that, and he said, holy shit. I think he said he was gonna cry because he wanted that record so bad. And I told him, I was like, hey, if you're ever interested, I'll go ahead and talk to the owner for you. But yeah, that was super cool. He doesn't really like, the owner I'm talking about, he doesn't really collect records, only because he sort of has this mentality where if he collected records, he wouldn't have anything in the shop. Everything would just be at his house. And so he sort of has like this philosophy to not collect anything. CDs, but no records. But that was one record that he had to take home. I don't know if he'll ever sell it, because I don't think he would get the money he wants for it. I don't think there's anyone willing to pay it, but you never know. But anyways, back to this record. Ever since that, I've been wanting this album even more. And yeah, I got the opportunity to buy it. And yeah, so here it is, John Coltrane Giant Steps. This is not original. This is a second mono press. In my opinion, I like the second mono press more. And the only difference really is that label. I love that, you know, bullseye Atlantic label. This label, if I'm not mistaken, this is more rare. You rarely see albums with this label. It was only in like a select, what is it? Obviously like that catalog number, like 1311. I feel like there's only a certain amount of albums in the catalog that have this label, from what I researched online. But yeah, super killer record. A lot of these Atlantic titles, especially the Coltrane titles, they don't sound good. Or let me rephrase, they don't sound as good as like a Blue Note recording. Like I think the one that I had was Milt Jackson. It was like the Milt Jackson title that he did with John Coltrane, and honestly, it sounds like you put a blanket over like the speakers or something. Coltrane just sounds like very distant. He doesn't sound close at all. And it's not because of the caliber music, it's more of like the recording. But anyways, but this one sounds pretty good in my opinion. It doesn't sound bad. Even with like some of the surface noise, I would say this is a VG copy. It's not, you know, not the prettiest. There's like some light marks. But you can see my my little mug in my phone right there. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. I've been wanting this album for a while. I was actually gonna buy like a 70s reissue because I have a few 70 reissues of his Atlantic discography, but you know, decided to just bite the bullet on this, and it was worth it. So yeah, that's the haul, man. There's more. There's a good stack over there of just shit that I need to show you guys too. Yeah, super sick. I know this video was kind of long, but I had some cool stuff, and I'm glad, and not glad, but like I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, if you guys watch this far, let me know what you guys want to see. Honestly, I don't know anything else I would do. I kind of just want to show pickups. I might do some other videos, but yeah, that's all up in the air right now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching my videos. You guys blew up the last video. I think that was my vinyl tag. You guys blew that one. I think I had like 800 views or something like that, which is crazy. I only have like, I don't even know how many subscribers I have. I'm pretty sure I have like less than 100 or so, but yeah, you guys are great. I enjoy making these videos. It's not my job, but yeah, I enjoy making these videos for you guys. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see, and yeah, thanks for watching.